Hey, what's popular, everybody? It's time for the vlog. So, let's start off with Friday because we have to check out the weekend, right? I'm a little depressed because I didn't get any exercise this weekend. No, instead we got the world ball stick with hitting series game with plates that you run around in grass. It wasn't exciting. It was quite upsetting, as a matter of fact. Kind of left me out there. I had to dig up some other shows to watch. I was really looking forward to The Exorcist. So I can't give you any updates on The Exorcist, unfortunately. Blame the World Series stickball game. We're looking at you, World Series stickball game. You screwed it up for everybody, except for people who like the World Series, of course, but no one cares about them. We only care about the people that care about The Exorcist and missing it. So, yeah. All right, next big bit of news was we went back into The Walking Dead last night, all right, and we got introduced into Ezekiel. Yo, what you guys think about the episode? Because for me, I was like, I was kind of like, you know me, I'm always of two minds on everything, on anything, most things, anyways. I really wanted to get more into. I was looking forward to getting more into Negan and seeing how it was going to start off with seeing how Rick was going to, you know, get into his punk mode and be like, you know, I'm not the leader anymore. You guys, I don't think you guys understand I'm not the leader anymore, Carl. That's my bullshit Rick accent, right? No, so I don't know. I was kind of looking forward to that, but then at the same time, I did want to see Ezekiel and of course Shiva, right? And I was under the assumption that, you know, some kind of way they were actually in because I had not read the comics, right? I thought that they were in the same camp or something, and maybe I was trying to figure out how the fuck is Ezekiel the man, but at the same time Negan is the man. I was totally unprepared for the idea, which makes total sense, that Negan's got his own thing, Ezekiel's got his own thing. I think it makes perfect sense. And what I see building is a war between Ezekiel and Negan. I think it's common sense because obviously it's not going to be Rick's camp. I think that at some point they will play a strong part in the little war between the two. But right now, he's just broken. He's a broken man because he almost had to cut off Carl's arm, right? And then I see Ezekiel is pretty smart. He's strategizing, right? He's strategically sitting them animals for food that have been feeding on the dead, right? So eventually that's got to start affecting those people, because I don't know if you guys remember episodes back when Bob, what's his name, Bob, where they cut his leg off and they was eating his leg and they was trying to feed him his own leg, like, you taste good, boy, you taste good, right? But then he starts laughing like Joker style, like I'm working on that, I'm getting it. And he was like, I'm infected you. He shows me he was bitten, right? He's like, infected me. He just kept on. And they started flipping out, and they was like bugging out. They was like, oh, we're infected now. We're infected and all of this shit, right? We never really got to see whether or not that came to fruition, if they would just change because of eating the infected meat, because they got their asses slaughtered by Rick and his camp while they were still in their fucking heyday, when Rick was still doing it, when Rick was chopping motherfuckers down, right? So it'll be interesting to see that. The question I have is, like, what the fuck are they feeding this tiger? Like, I can only assume it's eating the dead, because ain't no way in the world it's eating like fucking nothing but nuts and berries, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's eating fruits and berries and shit. I think it's eating people. It's gotta eat people. It's a fucking tiger. It wants some flesh. So I'm thinking that's what it is. So that brings up a question, like, are animals affected by whatever this disease is that causes humans to transform into the zombies and shit? And if they are not, how then do they pass that on to humans as meat that was basically once an animal feeding on zombies, like in the way that Negan is setting up? You know what I'm saying? Not Negan, I'm sorry, Ezekiel. So that'll be interesting to see how that comes out. Now, fuck all that shit. I like the fact that, okay, spoilers for you soft motherfuckers, for all you motherfuckers that's soft, got your feelings in your front pocket, my feelings in my front pocket, don't spoil it for me. I know the show came on last night, I know they got on Talking Dead right after it, that went through all this shit, I know that everybody's talking on the internet, but you're talking about it, Brave. Yeah, spoilers for you guys. Alright, so Ezekiel calls Carol on her bullshit, and it's real cool, because at first I was like, what the fuck's up with this guy and this fucking, who does he think he is? King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table and shit? With the accent and shit, right? And, I mean, like, wherefore thou, buried unto you there, brethren. He was, like, talking like that and shit, right? But he calls, Carol out on her bullshit when she's first brought before him, right? And he's got sheath on the side. It's all fresh. It's dope as hell. His dress, by the way, that's a wig, but his dress is on fire. That shit's dope. It's just dope. I can say that. It's not weird. No need to pause. So, calls her on the bullshit. Later on in the episode, she's getting ready to dip, right? Like, you know, Carol is dope as hell, because what I love about her character is her arc, where she comes from. I'm getting back to it. Quit crying. Where she goes from being this abused, like, victim to becoming like a strong, powerful, like just on top of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's an assassin basically. Like, she's an undercover agent at all times. She's ready for it. And she's always playing people. She's manipulating people. She reads the situation. She's able to manipulate you by playing herself down, right? Okay, so she uses the victim that she used to be that persona as a disguise, and it allows her to be underestimated by everyone, so she can just coast through and accomplish what she wants to accomplish with no eyes on her, because no one's thinking about poor down low Carol who can't do nothing to nobody, right? And then she accomplishes what she wants. So in this episode, you see her using it, right? And she's like snatching what she needs. The funniest scene to me is when she grabbed the knife that came back for the candy bar. That shit was funny as hell, right? So moving past that, Ezekiel sees right through it, right? So at the end, when she's getting ready to bounce, towards the end, she's getting ready to bounce, because she's been on this thing, because she's fighting with herself now. She's going through a lot. She's killed a lot of people. She's tired of it. I think, you know, everybody, you get to that point where you're just tired of the fucking shit, man. She's popping up. You're fucking tired of shit. So she's like, I want to be out. And she's wanted to be out for a few episodes now, but they keep pulling her back in, because Carol's the muscle. On the real, Carol is the fucking muscle. You think she ain't? She is, dog. So, she's getting ready to walk out. She's in the king's court, basically, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Ezekiel's on some other shit, right? At first. So he calls her on. He's like, yo, what is the saying? You can't bullshit a bullshitter? You know what I'm saying? That's not really how he says it. That's more like an African thing. But I'm saying. So, and she's like, huh? And then he comes around and he starts speaking, and you hear a difference in his tone, in his mannerisms. You see a difference in his mannerisms. You hear a difference in his accent. He no longer has that royal King Arthur, you know, performing on the stage theater tone about himself, right? He just started speaking, and next thing you know, he's letting her know, yo, I'm bullshitting too. You know what I'm saying? Because Carol calls him. She calls him out some shit. She's like, yo, you motherfuckers live in the fantasy world. This is bullshit. You guys people believe in this bullshit. It's real out there. Motherfuckers is eating each other, killing each other out this motherfucker. Motherfuckers is about the shits out there, man. Right? And so, he says to her, well, maybe sometimes people need something to believe in. People want to be led, which is fucking true. This is why motherfuckers, I always resort to this shit. Motherfuckers right now are like fighting over who should be voted for. Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump. Both of these motherfuckers are terrible, but you guys are ready to vote for them because why? You gotta be led. This is what you've been told. You gotta vote for these guys, right? So point proven. So, I mean, look at religion, all of that shit, man. So, yeah, I said it. I'm sorry, fucked up. I'm slime. So, he says, yeah, people need something to believe in. People want to be led. And if this helps them, then it helps them. And it does a little bit for me, too. He said, no lie. So, he puts all his cards on the table. You know what I'm saying? And, he tells her his story, how he came about how he found the tiger and all of this stuff and everything. Because he kind of alludes to the fact that as time goes on, people start passing these stories around about how the tiger became his pet, if you will, or his friend, or whatever the case is, right? And his story is still really a pretty impressive story, but not as impressive as fighting the tiger down and making it, you listen! You know what I'm saying? So, that, and it's cool to see him level with her like that, and it's basically say, look, man, I'm willing to be straight with you, you be straight with me, right? He's giving her an opportunity, because there's something there, you can see it. He likes her. He sees a lot of, I don't know what he sees in her, but he like her. How about that? I mean, I know what he sees in her. I know her qualities. I'm just saying, I don't want to speak for the character just yet, but he likes her, dude. It appeals to him that she is someone that's strong of character and all of this stuff, who's pretending to be less, right? Whereas not saying that he's a weaker character, but he's a normal guy, everyday Joe Blow, pretending to be a strong, powerful leader, right? And he says it himself, I faked it till I made it. You know what I'm saying? So he has become Ezekiel, because his name really is Ezekiel, right? He has become the persona, but at the same time, he's still himself, right? Just a round-the-way guy who has a tiger for a pet. Okay, so he talks to her, and he tried to talk to her into staying. She wouldn't do it. But he worked his thing out. He had this term of saying, you can leave but not leave. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. So if you guys have any concept of what that means, let me know. Because my thought was, he was saying, you can go and just come back. You know what I mean? But that's not what he was saying. He was saying something more along the lines of, I don't know. So hit me in the comments down below. Tell me what you think. So she leaves homeboy with the stick. I can't remember his name right now. I'm sorry. I flashed the bottom. Homeboy with the stick, with the bops. He takes her to this house that she was in before, she saw before with her cases, and she decides to make her home there. And she's just chilling after they say their goodbyes and everything like that. And then there's a tapping at the door, and then she hears a tiger's roar. That's a rhyme. I'm a lyricist. I'm not spitting right now, but at the same time, anytime I'm rhyming, anytime I'm speaking, it's almost like I'm freestyling. It's in my system. It's in my blood. I'm saying. So, so she opens the door, and it's fucking Ezekiel. And then, you know what I'm saying? He's looking pretty cool. He's got like the love on his face. You can tell it's kind of like when you was in high school, and you go down the street, you see that chick, because her parents ain't there right now, you know what I'm saying? She gonna knock on the door, because I ain't talking about the lust shit. I mean, lust is always there, because, boys is boys, men is men. But, you gonna knock on the door, and she comes to the door, and you like, oh man, I got a crush on this motherfucker, I love her. You know what I mean? Like, that's that crazy crush, when you sitting up at night, late in class, you supposed to be studying your science and your English homework, but instead, you at your little desk or on your bed, thinking about her, and writing her name, and scribbling it. When I'm alone in my room, so I'm gonna stare at the wall, when in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, that kind of shit, right? You know what I'm saying? And so, he had that look. And so he said something to her. He hands her the little fruit that he had growing there. Like, you really gotta try one of these. He's not letting it go. He's really digging her. And she said something. She gives him this look. And I'm not saying that Carol is not an attractive woman. I've always thought she's a very attractive. She's an older, attractive woman. I think she's very attractive, right? But she gives him this look. And I was like, yo, fucking all this shit, they finna be smashing. They're gonna work their way up to it. And it's cool to see that relationship develop, especially after losing Glenn. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have Glenn and Maggie anymore. I mean, Maggie and the baby. And it makes me wonder, where is Maggie gonna go? If they're bringing this out of Carol, because I've never seen Carol. I mean, you see her interact with Daryl, you know what I'm saying? But now you're seeing Carol in a different light. Wind back, if you got it, if you can go on Sling TV or Hulu, whatever you watching the shit's on, right? Or your wherever that shit's called, the fucking, little box the cable company charge all that fucking money for. They're really ripping you the fuck off, but you keep on paying it because you ain't caught up to the fact that you don't need cable. Because you got Sling TV, Roku, Hulu, all this shit. You don't need that shit, but whatever. So rewind this shit back to the scene, just a few minutes to the ending. Right, and she has this look in her eye, and it's quite attractive. It's that look. It's that look, like when you and your wife, or you and your girlfriend, or whoever that crush is, and y'all first realize there's something. Then when you first accept that there's something there, it's that look that she looks at you with. You know what I'm saying? Carol had that look. I think that's real cool, man. But hey, that's enough for me, goddammit. I'm finna get out of here. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm about to get out of here, guys. So, one other thing, and I'll follow this later. So Meek Mill's Deceased 4 hit. This is rap shit for you guys who don't care about rap. This is or don't know about rap. Is his Deceased 4 hit. I'm not really a big Meek Mill fan, but I'm not really a Meek Mill hater either. It doesn't really bother me either way, right? But what I'm getting to is that he did an exclusive interview with Taxstone, right? And that should be out today. I definitely want to check that out, and I'll do a little reaction joint to that, man, because it's some shit that really irritates me. Man. And I think I'm going to start it off. I think this is going to lead into it. And from here on, I got the idea from a commenter in the comments. Thank you very much for your comments. You're right. I kind of do it every video, but now I'm going to do it weekly. It's going to be the what's grinding my gears like Peter Griffin type shit. We'll get to that later. Hey, hit me in the comments down below. Hit the motherfucking likes. Hit the motherfucking shares. And especially, hit the motherfucking subscribes. I need your motherfucking subscriptions. Every subscription counts, yo. Out of